So I want to show you this neat contrast here to show you that wood chip environment, you can grow everything in the same place because the pH is 7.0. So you see we're approaching this lavender plant up here, and you can tell that it's doing quite well. It's not unhappy, it's not struggling. And if you look right at the base of it, there's a blueberry plant growing, side by side, next to it. Here you have the opposites of pH. Are you following me? Alkaline is what the lavender wants, and the blueberry wants acid. And they're side by side thriving. You see that blueberry over there behind, you see it, that beautiful dark blue-green foliage? How healthy that is? I mean, come on. All your Miracle-Gro stuff would never do that. And if you look closely at the amount of blueberries hanging on it, the numbers.
Wow. You might be distracted by the snack, Dad.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody get over there. My son created some nice raw beets for you. And I want you all to...
There's amino acids in olive oil with a little salt that is really good to skip it.
over there. If you see that fence over there,
Yeah.
go throw it over the fence and the chickens will come get it from
Mom,
you.
you want to come?
Oh, I'll come in a minute.
I'm gonna wait for everybody. I'm gonna wait for everybody. I'm gonna wait for everybody.
Isn't that good for raw beet? Yeah. Well, you saw it growing out there. That's where it came from, out of that soil. And you see how much, my sense is it's so much, when you cook them, they're bland, they're soft, they're just like, this is just crispy and delicious and like, yeah. Yeah.
On the fig, when you plant the twig, you bury the whole thing.
As much as possible. See, the more you bury, the more it roots.
There's a better chance.
Yeah, because you have more places for roots to develop. No, you see these figs? Look at the color of that foliage. Look how healthy those are. You know why they're here? Because they won't grow in my herb garden. I had a big one over there, and because it got cold in the winter, every year it burned back. But what God brought to my attention, I'm south facing, and you see this major blanket I have back here? These fir trees in the wintertime are a huge blanket. They hold heat in. And because these are up against them, they totally do amazing. And again, it's this whole thing of paying attention, observing, how nature's made. And you have these little microclimates, these little spaces that you can do things that you can't anywhere else. And it's all that thing of paying attention, being observant, listening. And I made a lot of mistakes. Like I said, that was a huge fig tree I had, but I got rid of it because it wasn't working. But these, I'm going to plant another one right over there. I have it growing in squim. So I'll move up here because this is the most perfect place to grow figs. And they are so good. I mean, they are so amazingly good.
And they're big. They're huge, actually.
Oh, and they're not even ripe yet. They won't get ripe till like October.
Paul, I have a question. If you had a pasture, say, that had a lot of dense cattle on it that you wanted to turn into a garden, what would be your step if it was really just like packed down?
Wood chips over it.
Just put wood chips over it.
Look over here. I want you to walk over there by my house and check out the soil that's on that ground. You have never in your life seen anything harder, more compacted, and full of rocks. And that's what's under everything you walked on here. That's my soil. And all I did was put the cover over it. It changes it. I had a guy come here, it was so, it was interesting. He came from like Idaho, and when he saw that, he went over to my herb garden right here, and he started digging with his hand in my strawberry bed. He's down to his elbow pulling up rocks, and he's flipping out because he's doing it with his hand, and he saw that. He saw my cement, and he realized that all changed. She's asking about they have hard soil. If you look over here, just beyond that bench, at the soil that's in my yard, that is the most compacted clay and rock you've seen anywhere. You can't break it with a pick. And that's what everything you walked on and ate from is underneath it. And so when this guy saw that, he went over to my herb garden here. He got on his knees, he starts moving those wood chips, and he's down to his elbow, pulling up rocks. And he's flipping out because he saw that. He said, I'm doing this with my hand. And I says, when you put this cover on, the soil underneath changes. It's all being changed. It's just so, and see the reason that got hard up front over here, you see this was the forest where my house was. They came with a bulldozer and scraped all the topsoil off so I could build my house. Are you hearing me? And that's why that material is concrete today, because all the topsoil is removed. But when you put the wood chips back, you start creating a cover, and topsoil starts happening. I mean, it's so basic, it's so simple. It's like, of course, like duh.
Yeah. Is this green from the bleeding off from this? This green here?
No, these three green strips you see,
Oh, the septic.
it's my drain field.
Field, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah.
It works quite well.
Working right, yeah.
See, everything on my property is being recycled. Everything.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Nothing's thrown away.
But the pasture, that's drain off from
The orchard and garden.
the orchard and garden.
How old is that blueberry bush?
I found a huge one.
Which one?
This one right here.
That here has been here like 3 years.
That's amazing.
But look at those ones over there.
Yeah.
And look at the amount of blueberries on those.
Yeah,
Those are 7 years old.
So these are your leach lines?
Yeah,
Sharon?
drain field.
So then there's no problem with growing next to the leach lines, or do you have to stay a certain amount away? Or 'cause
Trees.
I've got the same thing.
Trees. Grass,
Oh, okay.
produce, but tree roots will get in. Well, you don't want to have trees on your drain field.
Yeah, but I meant like no problem contaminating the ground, contaminating your food source or anything.
Everybody come here. This guy's asked a really important question. I want you to understand. This is really powerful. This is my drain field right here. This is all the stuff coming on my septic tank, which is right there, that green plastic on my grass. So all my feces, all the stuff from my house is right here. When the guy came to I've been here 37 years and I have 7 children that live here. We've only pumped our septic tank 3 times. When the guy came to pump it the last time, when he popped the lid, he freaked out. He said, I have never in my life seen such perfect compost. He says, you must eat well. And I says, look at my garden, that's what I eat. He says, this is the most perfect compost I've ever seen. This is amazing. And he's telling me that I can tell when I go to the septic, I can tell what nationality people are. I can tell what vitamins they're taking. I can tell what drugs they're taking because the septic reveals everything of that home. He says 1-a-day vitamins are at the bottom of the septic tank, the same color that they were in the jar. They don't break down. So all you people buying vitamins, unless you're buying vitamins that are made from food form, you're wasting your money because your body's not stupid and your body will not break down something that's not food. Chemotherapy, he says the septic is totally dead. No bacteria, it's totally dead because it kills everything. It's phenomenal. I learned so much from this guy, but he flipped out. He says, this is the most perfect compost I've ever seen. And so my sense is, because we eat well and we don't put garbage in our septic tank, all garbage goes out here and everything we do is clean. This water going through here, filtered through all this material, is totally safe. It's not an issue, And again, it's just, everything in nature recycles. It's all by design. Nothing's thrown away, and unless you're adding something toxic to it, it's not toxic because everything goes back to dirt.
My husband insists that we plant in hills.
Here's the challenge with hills or raised beds. Because they're above grade, they're exposed to a lot of air. And when you're around a lot of air, it's going to dry it out. Your husband's going to water like crazy.
Yeah, he's like, water it in the morning.
No, you're going to be watering all day because it's going to dry out.
And I'm on a hill. Our garden is on a hill.
So what you want to do on that hill, below the garden, will be the finest stuff you'll ever grow because gravity works. So all the runoff from your garden is going to feed the area down below. So plant things you care about at the bottom end because that's where everything's going to be. Gravity works.
I'll just do it along the bottom of the hill. Just make a really long garden.
Just asking about the septic.
Yeah.
Leach line.
Gravity
That
works.
makes me think that